Alright, welcome back guys, it's Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video today. I'm going to be discussing the Image Comics April comic cover reveals that were released last week. Now if you have been keeping up with the news, you'll know that Aftershock Comics released their April comic covers last week as well. I did a video about that, so if you like that, check out that video and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload any kind of comic content you might be interested in. Now let's get started. Alright, so the next book I'm going to be talking about is Evolution number 6. Now if you read the synopsis here, it says humanity is rapidly undergoing change and it's up to Dr. Hurley, I think his name is pronounced, to ensure humanity's safety. Meanwhile, Hannah uncovers a secret that the Catholic Church is trying to keep hidden, and Rochelle reveals a dreadful secret to her girlfriend, and everything changes after this. Now, I'm very, very interested to see how this arc ends. This is the final issue for the first arc. I think this is an ongoing series. I'm not totally sure, but I'm very interested to see how they conclude this final arc and how they set it up for the coming up arcs and story and coming up issues. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. This is probably one of my favorite books out right now. It's definitely one I think, if you're not reading, definitely check it out. I really, really enjoy this book. I really, really hope they don't do something like too weird and make this whole evolution thing be something like far-fetched. I hope it's something that's like, would really happen in real life. I don't want it to be some kind of crazy, out of left field kind of thing. But Evolution number 6 is my next comic cover pick. I really like this green background. Well, I'm going to take that back. I'm not totally a fan of it. I feel like the green background, I don't know. I feel like with this book we got a lot of green. I feel like we should have gotten a different color. I feel like if you also look at the variant cover, for those of you who got the mega box, you got a green variant cover number 1. I think issue number 2 was also a green cover. I really kind of wish they would have gone with a different color. But other than that, I really like the image on here. I really, really am looking forward to this book. And I'm really, really interested to see how they conclude it when the time comes. I know we're only halfway through the book right now, but I'm very interested to see what goes on and leads up to this point. I'm very, very excited for this book. So Evolution number 6 is my number 2 pick for Image comic books for April cover releases. Now the next Image book I want to talk about is Elsewhere number 6. Now for those of you who watched my Aftershock comic cover reveals, I talked about how I'm a huge history fan when I talked about Rough Riders. Now this goes same with Elsewhere, which follows the story of it's not a real story, so it's definitely something I'm not as into, but it's definitely interesting and kind of exciting. But it kind of follows Amelia Earhart, kind of where she landed, and kind of like a fictional story of like where she landed and her journey there. So I'm very excited about this. If you read the synopsis, it says Amelia and DB journey through the land. I forget the name of it. I think it's pronounced Koref. I'm not totally sure, but then it says that how the next threat that they face may just come from within. Now, that's very interesting. We finished the first arc. It definitely had a surprise ending I did not see coming at the end of the first arc of the story. And the second arc, I think, doesn't come out till, I think it's March. So this is the second one that will be released from the second arc of the story. So I'm very interested to see how this story plays out. I'm very excited for this one. I mean, like I said, if you're a history fan, definitely check this out. It's kind of goofy, funny. It's alright. It's not like probably one of my favorites, but it's definitely one that I pick up from on a monthly basis when it is released. And I'm definitely interested to see how the story goes and what they end up doing. I wonder if they end up having her come back and arriving back in the real world eventually. So I'm very interested to see how the story plays out. But it's definitely not one of my favorites, but I'm very, very excited for when this comes back out and to find out what's going on in the story. So yeah, Elsewhere number 6 is my next comic cover reveal. Alright, then the next comic cover I'm going to be talking about is Gasolina number 7. Now first off, I have not read the recent issue of Gasolina that was released last week, so please no spoilers in the comments down below. But for this issue, the synopsis says Randy and Amelia have delivered the first blow to the supernatural cartel and are now gearing up for war. However, at the same time, they must deal with becoming parents to a child who has supernatural kind of disease. Now, this is something I'm very interested in, especially with the supernatural uh, kind of thing going on with the story. This is definitely not one of my favorite books out. I do enjoy it, but it's weird. I gotta give it that. It's kind of out there, and I do like it, but it's definitely got its weird parts, and I'm sticking with it for right now, but I'm definitely interested to see where the story goes. So, Gasolina number 7. I really kind of like this cover. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something since I didn't read the last issue, but this cover, I don't know. It's okay. I like the color scheme. I'm not totally sure what's going on the cover, but I think I'm guess doing something ready for war. I don't know, but this is something I'm very very interested to see. Depending if I stick with the series, still I'm not totally sure how I feel about this book yet. It's definitely interesting, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with it yet. So yeah, Gasoline number 7 is my next comic cover reveal for April of Image Comics. Alright, next is Killer Be Killed number 18. Now this is one book I'm really looking forward to. I love this cover of Dylan laying on the ground, blood stains all over him, looks like he's been shot. This is something I can't wait for. I wonder if that's something that really happens. Maybe like he is shot, but it's kind of like, he's got a vest on and he's protected or something. I'm not sure. But let's read the synopsis. It says that Dylan is being locked in the psych ward. Meanwhile, the vigilante killer is running wild on the streets. How is this possible? Meanwhile, this issue features the return of Detective Lily Sharp, who is hot on the trail of the vigilante killer. This is something I can't wait for. I love how they started off this arc so far. I'm very excited to see how this arc goes. One thing I want to bring up quick for all you Killer Be Killed fans out there watching. Is it just me, or did the artist draw Lily Sharp and Kira too similar? I feel like I was rereading some of the past issues, and I feel like that when I first saw Lily being introduced into the book, she reminded me a lot of Kira. Is it just me, or do I feel like the only reason I recognize Kira right now is due to the blue hair? But I feel like if you look back in earlier issues, they kind of look a lot similar. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments below. But back to Killer Be Killed. I really can't wait for this. I love this book. I can't wait to see how the story arc goes. I really, really love this cover. I usually don't for Killer Be Killed, but I might have to grab doubles of this cover because I love it. I can't wait. This is something I can't wait to get to. So Killer Be Killed number 18, my April comic cover pick. I can't wait for it. Alright, so next we got Redneck. Now, Redneck is definitely one of my top 10 favorite books. Very excited to see how the second arc ends with this book. Since this is issue 12, this will end the second arc of Redneck. Now, I'm very excited for that. So, the synopsis reads, after the fallout from the last issue, which would be issue 11's shocking ending, the Bowman clan must escape a tide of blood that is looking at their heels, but not everyone is fast enough to escape. So that is very exciting. I'm very interested to see who will die. I'm actually a little annoyed at the fact that they're saying that not everyone will escape. I'm hoping that means that they just don't escape and they just don't escape with the family and they end up being separated. I don't think we need a big death, especially after JV. I really hope that it's just like they get separated and they're not with the family, because I feel like with this synopsis saying that not everyone is going to escape, they're kind of spoiling the fact that someone's going to die in this issue, which is kind of annoying in my opinion. I really wish they would have left that part out. If it ends up that someone does die, I'm going to be annoyed because I really think they should have left it out. If someone does have to die, maybe I would go for maybe Grandpa. I feel like if he's still alive, because like I said, I haven't read the recent issue, but if he's still alive, I think that would be great if Grandpa was the one who died, maybe staying behind and sacrificing himself so the rest of the family could escape. That'd be something I would be fine with. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think we don't need something as big as how issue 6 ended the first arc, but I feel like if they do something, make it a little bit smaller. Don't make it something like crazy like with issue 6. Don't make it like a carbon copy. I want something different. So yeah. Redneck number 12 is my next comic pick. I really love the cover. It reminds me a lot of, I think it's issue 9. It's really cool looking. I do like the color scheme again. I really am enjoying this book and can't wait to see how it ends. Hopefully, there's not any kind of spoilers in the synopsis. I will really be mad if there is. So, yeah, Redneck number 12. Can't wait. April cover. Really cool. So, next we got Rose, which wasn't on my radar like some of the other books I've talked about, but I really enjoy it. I highly recommend it if you're into the realm. So let's get into the synopsis quick, which says, as Rose struggles to prove her worthiness to become a guardian, she's forced to make a heart-wrenching decision. Felix is stunned when a ghost from Ilia's past prevents him from escaping. Meanwhile, Drusilla is about to get her heart's desire. Now, this is very exciting, especially with what happened in issue 7. I might do a quick review on issue 7 before issue 8 comes out. I think it comes out next week, so I might try to get that up quick for anybody out there who likes Rose or wants to know a little bit more about it. I might try to get that up, but I highly recommend this book. I can't wait to see how this arc goes. Issue 7 was such a strong arc, second start to the second arc, and I can't wait to see how this arc goes. I think this is definitely gonna be a big Image book moving forward. I definitely have high hopes for it. I think it definitely has potential, and I think it definitely could quickly join some of the great Image books. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Rose number 10. That's my next Image book that I'm gonna be saying that I can't wait to see. This is definitely one I highly recommend again, especially if you're a fan of the realm. So yeah, Rose number 10. So alright guys, those are my thoughts on the April comic cover releases that were put out last week. Now, I know there's a lot of other books that were mentioned, but I didn't put them in because one of two things. Either they don't start until February or March, and I haven't read them yet, so I don't want to give my thoughts, or I'm not sure about them yet. Another thing is there's a lot of Image number ones that will be being released in April. I might do a whole separate video on Image number ones I might be interested in reading. Let me know if that'd be something you want to see on my channel, because I might just do a whole video just dedicated to all number ones coming out and new number ones coming out in April. So if that's something interesting, again, let me know. And if you like this, please hit the subscribe button and bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload any kind of comic content you might be interested in. And you can check out any other videos I have up here on Blind Entertainment. This has been Vision, and I will see you next time. So last, we got Witchblade. But now, Witchblade is a really good book. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Kill or Be Killed fan. I really highly recommend it. Now let's look at the synopsis quick. Now the synopsis says, how do you stop a demon that can be anyone, anywhere? Alex better figure this out fast, because among other tricks, this demon has the NYPD convinced Alex is guilty, and the Witchblade is on the run. Now, this is something I'm very excited for. I really love this book. It's an old book that's been brought back. I don't know if this is the same run that it originally had, or if they're telling a new story with this book, but I highly recommend it. It's really great. Again, especially if you're a Kill or Be Killed fan, I love this book. Highly recommend it. If you haven't, pick up the first 2 issues. I highly recommend it again. So yeah, Witchblade number 5. I can't wait. I love this cover. I really like the color again. I love the color scheme. That's the one thing I always look for with books. I always like the color scheme. If the color scheme doesn't have me, then it probably isn't going to be a book I'm going to be picking up. So, yeah, I highly recommend this book. Yeah. So, Witchblade number 5. Highly recommend. April cover. I'm really looking forward to this book.